Yeah, rivals, it's a dangerous guy because it's a boxing. One punch, go home. This is dangerous, man. I know, but.
So therefore, the only way, if anyone is to beat him, is by knockout. And this isn't Floyd Mayweather boxing at 147 pounds and probably being in the ring at 155, maybe something like that. This is Oleksandr Usyk.
Number 1 and number 2 in these defenses. Yeah. Fury perceived number 1. AJ at the time, 1. Wow, number 2. He's taken, like, right, who's the next in line? Right, I'm fighting him. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
During a live interview, Oleksandr Usyk playfully but confidently took a jab at Floyd Mayweather, stating that he has faced top-tier opponents throughout his career and always come out victorious. He went a step further, claiming that even at this stage of his career, he still has better legs than Floyd. While the comment drew laughs, it was more than just banter. It was a pointed reminder of Usyk's elite conditioning and the caliber of competition he's consistently conquered.
Daddy, don't be afraid.
Well, good evening. Hope you're enjoying our Monday night football coverage. Oleksandr Usyk, not a bad striker in his time. Thierry and Jamie are in studio. If you were fighting Thierry Henry, how would you get inside of his head?
Yeah, Thierry is a great player, but hey, Thierry, my legs be better with you. Thierry, don't be afraid. My legs better.
What'd you make of that?
Sometimes you have to stay in your lane, and I will stay in my lane.
With retirement approaching, Usyk has revealed he has just 2 fights left before he walks away from the sport. This revelation has sparked widespread excitement throughout the boxing community. Fans, analysts, and fellow fighters alike are anxiously awaiting news of his next opponent. Given his historic accomplishments, whoever stands across from Usyk in these final bouts won't just be fighting for victory, they'll be sharing the global spotlight with a generational icon preparing for his final bow.
From Usyk that he's got 2 more fights in the bag at this point, that you reckon, yeah?
I interviewed him before. I sat down with him and had a chat with him before the Bois fight. And yeah, he was just like, I've got 2 fights left.
So he's never fought in the Ukraine, he's never fought in his home country, or defended his title, I should say. So that's got to be on his wish list.
I would imagine so, but with what's going on in this country, which is just a disgrace, it's still going on. That's not going to happen anytime soon.
Anytime soon, no. But hopefully we'll get some peace there, and then maybe he will get
I'd love to, yeah. I'd love to see peace in his country and for him and his family, and that would be an amazing event.
As Usyk's storied career nears its conclusion, the WBO has mandated that he defend his undisputed heavyweight title against interim champion Joseph Parker. The matchup has quickly gained momentum. Both camps now have 30 days to reach an agreement before a purse bid is called. Parker's recent wins over Deontay Wilder and Martin Bacol have boosted his reputation significantly, earning him praise from fans and boxing legends alike, including Lennox Lewis. Promoter Frank Warren has endorsed the bout, calling it a fitting final test for Usyk as he nears the end of a remarkable era.
My gut feeling is that Joseph Parker fights for the WBO belt, but he doesn't fight Oleksandr Usyk. He fights the next man up. I haven't got the list in front of me, so I don't know the rankings. So I guess if you're Joseph Parker, the question is, I mean, what is it you want? Ultimately, if you want a world title shot and you think you've been blackballed from getting a world title shot or pushed to the back, then well, here it is. Here's your world title shot. You're gonna fight for a world title, right? But if you're Joseph Parker, and I spoke to Andy Lee, it isn't just a case of fighting for a world title. You want to fight the number 1 for the world title, and that guy is Oleksandr Usyk. I would have given Joseph Parker the mic, and I would like Joseph Parker, because there's a mean side to Joseph Parker. I think everyone sees the friendly side. I've seen the mean side, and I wanted Joseph Parker to say, I want my shot. You've been ducking me. All these things might not be true, but do it. Sell it. The crowd would have gone a bit wild, right? Because I think a lot of the crowd want Joseph Parker to get his shot, but that's not what happened.
Rising star Jai Opetaia has expressed admiration for Usyk and a strong desire to face him in the ring. He views Usyk not only as a dominant champion but as a defining figure of modern boxing. Opetaia's ambition to test himself against such an icon underscores the profound impact Usyk has had on the next generation of fighters. A matchup between them would represent more than just a contest, it would be a symbolic passing of the torch between 2 different eras of greatness.
I know a goal of yours is to go to heavyweight. You're giving me a little smirk. Like, is that like a dream scenario for you to fight one of those 2 guys?
I would love to fight Usyk, you know, respectfully. You know, I've always been so close to him, you know what I mean? Like, But I was 16 years old. I qualified for the Olympics. I competed at 17, little kid, and he won that Olympic Games. Like, I've always been there, you know what I mean? I've always just been, it wasn't my time yet, you know, but I feel like my time's coming.
Usyk's legacy has been built not just on talent but on fearless ambition. Unlike many elite fighters who dominated in lower weight classes, Usyk stepped up to heavyweight and actively sought out the division's most dangerous opponents. He didn't take safe fights, he challenged the best. Analysts highlight this bold transition as one of the most significant in modern boxing history. His 2 victories over Tyson Fury, once seen as nearly untouchable, serve as defining moments that cement Usyk's place among the all-time greats.
Is by knockout. And this isn't Floyd Mayweather boxing at 147 pounds and probably being in the ring at 155, maybe something like that. This is Oleksandr Usyk, who is fighting big men, sometimes giving up 40-pound weight advantages. And unfortunately, that does mean that if Oleksandr Usyk goes on for 4, 5, 6 more fights, of course, he is going to be defeated, in my opinion. But I would love that to not be the case. I would love it to not be the case. What I would love to be the case right now, as a boxing fan, is Oleksandr Usyk to walk off into the sunset. I think he's proven everything that he could possibly prove. And there's been debates, and especially I remember after the first few Joshua fights, there were debates over sort of Oleksandr Usyk's status compared to Evander Holyfield.
What sets Usyk apart from his peers isn't just his undefeated record, it's the way he achieved it. He never shied away from risk, he embraced it. Every fight brought danger, every venue brought pressure, and yet Usyk performed with grace, intelligence, and supreme skill. From his masterful footwork to his tactical adaptability, he has consistently outmaneuvered and outclassed larger, stronger opponents. Usyk isn't just a champion, he's a symbol of bravery, excellence, and boxing intellect. In a sport where legacy is measured not only by wins but by the quality of those wins, Usyk stands alone not just because of who he beat, but because of when and how he did it.
Fights over sort of Oleksandr Usyk's status compared to Evander Holyfield. Listen, that argument, a lot of people wanted to rubbish that at first. That argument is a real argument that can be made now. Because when you look at what Oleksandr Usyk's done, remember Evander Holyfield was in a cruiserweight division that, I'm not going to say was in its infancy, but it wasn't, it wasn't the cruiserweight division that Oleksandr Usyk was in. The cruiserweight division that Oleksandr Usyk was in, I believe, was a more stacked, more competitive cruiserweight division. And the way Usyk left that division, he left it by cleaning it out. The World Boxing Super Series tournament was something that actually got the best fighting the best and got the best names coming into it and entering, and we weren't really seeing that at the time.
Floyd Mayweather has long been hailed as the pound-for-pound king of his era, renowned for his flawless technique, defensive mastery, and unblemished record. His dominance across multiple weight classes secured his place among boxing's all-time greats. Today, however, Oleksandr Usyk has emerged as a formidable counterpart. With undisputed titles in more than one division and wins over elite heavyweights, Usyk is increasingly seen as the pound-for-pound force of this generation. If a fantasy clash between Usyk and Mayweather ever happened, even as an exhibition, it would be more than just entertainment. It would represent a clash of contrasting styles, eras, and legacies.
I think Floyd is one of the worst fighters ever. That's my hot take on Floyd. Now let me stop trolling. Now that I got y'all baited in. I think we always say like, oh, how great Floyd is. Well, when you really sit there and think about it, Floyd was really special. Like, when we talk about generational, it's going to be a very, very, very long time till we see Floyd. Like, Pernell was great. He was a great defensive wizard. Pernell trapped himself a lot. He was able to find himself out of his own traps. Pernell would give up outside lead foot position to a lot of big punchers, and he was still able to be elusive and get away. That's impressive. Floyd would sit on the ropes against guys like Canelo, Pacquiao, De La Hoya, Cotto, and either evade every shot or get away. Generation, like Floyd is crazy. He's not my favorite fighter. He's far from my favorite, but I mean, I think he's the best pound-for-pound fighter of all time. I don't think there's much debate for it. Did Floyd fight everybody he was supposed to? No, we got to be honest. He just didn't. Most people don't. Did Floyd fight everybody at their best? No, that's impossible. Was Floyd the most slippery, defensively sound, technical boxers of all time? Hell yeah. Like I said, I'm not the hugest Floyd fan, but I just sit here watch him dominate my boy Canelo. You guys know Canelo, he's one of my favorite, but God, Floyd, different type of boxer, you know. We hated him when he was here. I kind of miss Floyd now.
Mayweather's legacy is built on precision, control, and calculated brilliance, while Usyk is defined by relentless movement, mental sharpness, and pressure fighting. Unlike Mayweather, who often perfected his craft through masterful finesse, Usyk thrives in the chaos of high-stakes battles. His dismantling of Daniel Dubois is a prime example. Despite Dubois's raw power, Usyk's superior footwork, timing, and ring IQ neutralized every threat. It wasn't just a win, it was a strategic dismantling that showcased how intellect can overcome brute strength. That victory didn't just add to his resume, it elevated his reputation as a fighter who beats the odds through sheer tactical brilliance.
Up in different directions. Even I wasn't sure, because although I believe Usyk is the fighter of the generation in this weight class, he's at an age where, you know, overnight you sort of show up and you don't have it anymore. You know, Ali randomly lost to Leon Spinks around this age or whatnot. You know, so you know you could get where all of a sudden, you know, it's not there on the night. So. And you know, you had
heavyweights takes 1 second, one split second off.
Yeah, exactly. And you also had a very motivated Dubois to add to that second. You know, who's a very powerful puncher and has sort of this bully mentality when he gets you in an uncomfortable position. But you know, Usyk, you know, flawless performance technically. You know, stepping out to that weak side consistently, mixing up the jabs, making things uncomfortable for Dubois rhythm-wise.
He seemed more aggressive, right? Normally, I think with some of the bigger guys, he slides to the weak side, slides to the weak side. This was different.
I think with Dubois, the psychology is kind of out of the bag in that you got to kind of bully the bully. You know, and Dubois came out trying to bully him a little bit, so he started touching him and hitting him, and he started taking it to him because you start backing him up, you start putting him in a situation where he starts to doubt himself, and Dubois doesn't really come back from that very often. As a matter of fact,
he doesn't bend, he breaks.
In the fight, I thought he's a little bit awkward, Dubois. I don't know, but
he's one of those awkward strong guys.
Yeah,
he's just like super strong, awkward as hell.
He goes down and he takes the full count, and then he just gets up at 10 and walks across the ring right in front of Usyk, who's celebrating middle of the ring, like with his hands up in the air. Just casually walks right by Usyk's celebration as if he didn't just get counted out to 10.
Foreman Ali. Remember, he walks right to his corner.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, you could have got up. You waited to 10, and then
he was a beaten man.
You waited to 10, and then not only you get up, you don't even have the presence of mind to realize, like, I'm walking right into the picture where he's celebrating.
But Paulie, he was a beaten man before the first knockdown. You saw his spirit leave his body. Not as if he's dying. I mean, his fighting spirit just completely leave his body. And we've seen that before. It happened the last time, and a lot of people were asking me during fight week. They're like, "Hey, man, Dubois looks really good. What do you think?" I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Turki Alalshik has become a major influencer in modern boxing, known for orchestrating blockbuster fights once thought impossible. His growing involvement has sparked speculation that even dream matchups, like a surprise Mayweather vs. Usyk bout, might not be out of reach. While the idea may seem far-fetched, Alalshik's reputation for staging historic events keeps the possibility alive. If anyone has the influence to unite two icons from completely different eras, it's him.
Turki Usyk might be the only billionaire I truly like. Don't get me wrong, if you're a billionaire, you're probably hiding some pretty shady stuff, not gonna lie. But this dude is a G. If you know, you know. This guy is a huge combat sports fan. Mostly boxing. This guy does everything he can to try and create the best boxing events in the world. Dude uses his money for the power of good by creating the most testosterone, aura-filled boxing matches imaginable. And after, it seems like forever, months, maybe even years of him trying to get Canelo Alvarez to fight Terrence Crawford, he finally penciled it in. He got it done a couple months ago. Here's why I'm making this video. Turki Usyk, I fucking love this guy. If either one of these two guys win by knockout, he's going to give out a huge bonus to him. It's important to note that this isn't going to be like a $50,000 bonus that they have in the UFC. We're talking Saudi oil money. Expect millions and millions of dollars. This is a quote by him. "We will not have Tom and Jerry fights anymore. We will have in this fight and in our next fights a bonus for a KO. Thank God. The biggest reason why I'm more of an MMA fan, and even a bare knuckle fan, than boxing is because I'm tired of the dancing. 12 rounds of just dancing. It literally puts you to sleep. And the last boxing event I paid for, I don't even remember the dude's freaking name. It was the last guy I think Canelo Alvarez fought. I don't even care to know his name. All the dude did was dance around for 12 rounds just to lose. He didn't do anything. It was one of the worst fights ever. Everybody thought they got scammed because they had to pay money for that. Even Turkey Usyk was pissed. You can see it because he's done with this crap. He's done. He's finally putting an end to this. He's going to be giving out probably $1 million bonuses for every time somebody gets knocked out. Thank God. All right? Now I'm actually excited for this fight.
One of Usyk's most admired traits is his humility. Despite a mountain of achievements, he remains grounded and respectful, a stark contrast to the flashy bravado often associated with Mayweather. Fans and analysts praise Usyk not just for his skills, but for the way he carries himself inside and outside the ring. It's this quiet dignity that makes his greatness feel even more authentic. Derek Chisora once likened Usyk to Muhammad Ali, not just in talent, but in the way he moves. Usyk's agility and control mirror the fluid grace of lighter fighters, executed masterfully in the heavyweight division. In a weight class defined by raw power, his blend of intelligence and movement offers a rare and refreshing dynamic.
Everybody gets it wrong. You don't box this guy. It's like, how can I explain it to you in a way you understand? You can't box him.
He's just too good.
He's just unbelievable great. Yeah, forget good, he's amazing. Yeah, he's great, he's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation. You understand? We have to give him the credit where he's due. Yeah, he is that guy.
From the very beginning of his career, Usyk has taken the toughest path possible. He didn't look for easy wins, he pursued elite challengers, often on enemy turf. He traveled across countries, faced different styles, and consistently found ways to adapt and win. That willingness to embrace risk, to fight the best no matter where or when, sets him apart from champions who preferred safer routes. His story isn't one of comfort, it's a journey of courage, grit, and relentless ambition.
Has dropped Daniel Dubois! What a shot!
I'm sorry. I can't help it, man. I fucking love this. Honestly, I fucking love this game.
He's missed it! It's over! It's over! The impossible time!
Fuck me. I'm sorry for going on like a lunatic, right? But it was unbelievable. And it's funny how this fight all came about, right? The controversy in the last fight, which for me was never controversial. It was a low blow, simple as that. And I don't think we've ever seen Oleksandr Usyk ever look for an easy way to win. In fact, I think of all the fighters on planet Earth, he is the one who takes the hardest road to win. There's no tune-up fights for Oleksandr Usyk. It's the biggest fight in a heavier weight than he should even be fighting at, and he makes life harder for himself, not easier. And I think he has proven his character time and time again. But yet he was accused of not being, a real Christian because he was a cheat. He was accused of deserving an Oscar because he was a play actor and robbing Daniel Dubois of what should have rightfully been his, which was a world title. And after the Tyson Fury fight, Daniel Dubois stepped in the ring and called him out, and Oleksandr Usyk immediately turns to Turkey Usyk and says, Mr. Excellency, make the fight. He had no problem in setting this up, and immediately you kind of think he was in the middle of talking about his, his father. I think at the time it was an emotional moment. That's a time where when you've accomplished what he's done, you deserve respect, and I think he was disrespected there, and I think he took that personally, in the words of Michael Jordan. Now, in the first round, Oleksandr Usyk did exactly what he needed to do to Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois coming in with a load of confidence, wanting to be the aggressor, wanting to be the dominant bull that he was against Anthony Joshua.
Boxing trainer and analyst Russ Anber reflected on Usyk's mindset in a recent bout, describing it as quiet fury. Despite his accomplishments, Usyk still feels overlooked by parts of the boxing world, particularly certain British media outlets. That undercurrent of underappreciation fuels his fire. According to Anber, Usyk didn't just enter the ring to win, he came to silence critics. His laser-sharp focus and calculated aggression sent a clear message: he's not just defending titles, he's building an undeniable legacy as one of the greatest boxers of his generation.
I mean, I think he went out there with bad intentions, didn't he? I think he was on a mission to prove that, 38 isn't old yet. And I was talking to some other guys, including Richie Woodall, and saying that, he's gotten better. If you look at his last 3 fights, the first Fury fight, second Fury fight, and this one, each one has gotten better, more dominating each time. So, age is a number, I guess. When you're in the gym all the time, it takes a long time to age.
When we spoke on Thursday, I could tell you were genuinely confident, but did you believe it could be so early and so conclusive?
No, I'd be lying to you if I said that. No. I thought it could be dominating. I thought he was doing the things that I think Dubois did, what I expected him to do, and Usyk did what I expected him to do.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. Until next time.